Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another World Tour video. You're joining me here once again in my creative world number 6, which is absolutely crazy. Wow, that's so many number 6. And I do believe that if I'm not wrong, which I might be, I'm wrong a lot, this is going to be the 4th tour of my creative world. Time flies, doesn't it? It's actually been a little while since we've toured this world. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks. It was actually last year, which makes it sound ages away since we did a world tour, but we're back at it. Christmas certainly interfered with the process. It certainly interfered with my Minecraft schedule and my YouTube schedule. It all clashed together, but we're back in the new year, and I've been building loads of new things, loads of interesting things, different things that I think that you guys will really like. And as always, guys, everything that I show you in this world tour, I'll let you know what it is, I'll let you know whether it has a tutorial, whether it's getting one, and I'll also throw in some facts and information that you guys might find a little bit interesting. And as always, if you see anything in the background, maybe like that wither skeleton, or that sand house in the background, feel free to check out the card system, because in there I'll be leaving all of my previous world tours and my world tour playlist that you guys might want to check out. If you see something in the background that you might want to get a better look at, more information will most certainly be in the card system. But that's enough of that. Let's talk about what's been on screen. So this is my diamond armor stand. I have already made an armor stand statue, and this is by far an improvement. This is one of my favorite item statues of all time, if not my favorite. I absolutely love this build. It is, you know what, it definitely is my favorite item build of all time. This is simply diamond armor draped on an armor stand statue. The tutorial is already out for this, and I would highly recommend making it if you guys haven't already, because I think that it looks fantastic. Links all the way in the card system. I'll probably link the Minecraft item tutorial playlist, which you will be able to find this in. Moving on down, something else which will feature in this playlist, and I uploaded not so long back, is the open ender chest statue, which, again, also one of my favorites already. I have already made a closed ender chest, and whilst you guys liked it, I don't think it is as good a statue as this. I am really proud of this statue. I think this looks absolutely fantastic, and it definitely ranks up there with one of my favorite item statues. But it definitely doesn't knock the armor stand off of first place, but it's definitely, I think, in one of my top 10 favorite item statues. This is the open ender chest. I love everything about this. The fact, all of the details added. It's got the ender sparkles, it's got the detail in the top of the chest, in the lid. I think that this thing's great, and it's not even difficult to make, guys. It's really easy to make, as is the diamond armor stand. You guys can find this on the channel very recently, or check out the same playlist as the diamond armor stand will be in, which is the Minecraft item tutorials playlist. Moving on down, here we have another YouTuber. This is the Atlantic Craft, I believe. A few of you guys corrected me. I believe his name might be Joe or something like that. One of you guys corrected me in the comments, and I amended the title of the video, because this is the last YouTuber that I made a statue tutorial of, and you guys are loving him. He's actually, I'm saying this about a lot of my builds, but honestly, this is going to be one of my favorite world tours that I've ever done. I've done a lot of really cool builds this one. This is one of my favorite YouTubers that I've ever made. There's something about this, there's something to do with the detail and the actual skin itself, the colors, the costume, that I really love. This is the Atlantic Craft, as you guys will be able to find him on the channel. Made him not so long ago. You don't have to look very hard. He's even got a cape, which is fantastic. If you guys want to make him, check out the card system as well. I'll be leaving my exclusively YouTubers tutorial statue playlist, which is a mouthful, but it'll contain every single one of the YouTubers you might see in the background or in this particular world tour. Moving on down, here we have my second Christmas house. So I made 2 Christmas houses. The first one you guys absolutely loved, and this second one you guys also liked, but no way near as much as the first one. Sequels are very rarely as good as or better than the first, so I'm not entirely surprised. A common criticism with my first Christmas house, despite the fact that you guys really loved it, was it just wasn't Christmassy enough. So I decided to make it a little bit bigger, and I decided to make it a little bit more Christmassy. Honestly, my favorite is the first one as well, but I decided to make a second one, and I also improved the interior on the second one as well. Wow. fire in the background. So this is my Christmas house number 2. I also, I believe, show you guys how to make the interior, or I don't. I think I might outline it quite a lot though. I think I explain quite a bit of it. So if you guys want to make this, this is categorized under Christmas house number 2. It's actually quite easy to make despite the fact that it looks quite complicated if you guys want to make it. Moving on down, another Christmas themed build. Can you tell that these were all made around Christmas? This is a Rudolph statue. This is already on the channel. You guys can find this if you already want to make him, or if you haven't made him, I should say. If you haven't already made him is the sentence that I was trying to get out. Lovely antlers, nice bright nose, very, very easy statue to make. Based ever so slightly on kind of like a horse model, but I kind of like changed it and I made it a little bit thinner, changed the neck, changed the head, and I kind of made my own Rudolph statue. I guess I kind of just completely made my own like skin model, I suppose. Very cool statue, in my opinion. Probably a little bit late on the old Christmas train to make him, but I think that he's cool. I think he's worth making regardless. That is Rudolph. I think that he might actually be categorized under the Minecraft mob statue playlist if you guys want to check him out, but he's pretty recent on the channel, or just search Rudolph. Moving on down, here we have something that you guys wouldn't have seen. So this is actually inspired from an image that I saw on like Google Images, which is like just a diamond ore block with a pickaxe smashed into it. The block is actually partially smashed and we have like fragments of the ore block kind of scattered around. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but I've just noticed it myself. Like the end of the pickaxe, a block is missing. We'll probably add an extra spruce wood block onto that, or maybe we won't. I can't remember how pickaxes look exactly, but that doesn't look entirely right. And also the pickaxe has been made to look a little bit more 3D. You might notice that the actual, like, I guess blade of the pickaxe, would you call it that, is actually like bigger than the handle. So pretty cool statue. I think that you guys will like this. You'll have to let me know, however, and you might be seeing a tutorial of this pretty soon. I think that this is a really cool looking statue. Moving on down, here we have Dunkin Donuts, which is not that popular with you guys at the moment. You guys haven't been showing it too much love, but I still like it. I'm still a fan of it. I don't think that we actually have Dunkin Donuts in England, but a lot of you guys were suggesting that I make this, and, well, I did, because I thought that it was a pretty cool building, and I still do. I think it is actually kind of cool. It reminds me, and I'm not entirely sure why, of Taco Bell, but I think that it's only just because I used similar colors to make it. Easy to make. Cool looking, if you ask me. Doesn't even have to be like Dunkin Donuts if you don't want it to. It could just be like a regular coffee shop if you wanted. The interior is also done and it's also quite simple to do. This is the interior. Quite nice. Here you have like where you'd sell the coffee. Where you'd make it is right in the back here. We have a couple of toilets. And of course we have some drinking and eating areas, because of course there is no point in going and grabbing a coffee unless you're going to have a nice muffin to go along with it. And there's also a drive-thru, and I don't know, I really like this, but you guys didn't seem to share the same opinion, but that's okay. You can't always hit a home run every time. So there we go, Dunkin Donuts, already on the channel if you want to make it. You can also find it in, I'll probably link this playlist, I can only link so many, in my real world building playlist. So you guys will be able to find that in there, should you have missed it and you want to make it. Moving on down, here we have one of the newer kind of like alternate builds that I've been working on. So this is my clock tower house. It can also just be like a big giant clock tower. A few of you guys actually, before you like read the thumbnail, you mistook it for Big Ben. Which I quite like. This is a big giant clock tower house. You can get inside of each one of those individual rooms that you might be able to see. I believe that there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 6 different rooms in total, the biggest one being all the way up inside the clock. Shall we have a look? I'm not sure if this is the version that I furnished or not. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, it is. So this is kind of like the lobby of the clock. You can see that it's lit up like crazy because otherwise it gets dark in here. Moving on to the first floor, we kind of have like an armor room. Moving on to the second, we have kind of like a kitchen, which is one of my favorite rooms. Here we have kind of like a bathroom, another cool room. Here we have a little bit of a library. Moving on up, here we have, this is the top floor. We just have like a simple bedroom, and you could keep going if you wanted to. You could keep separating the building out, and you could make floors and floors and floors. That's my clock tower house. I really like this, and this was, like I just mentioned, kind of like the first in kind of like a few alternate buildings that I'm working on, and that I have been working on, and I finished this one, obviously, because if you guys want to, you can find this on the channel. Very, very easy to make as well. This is my clock tower house. You guys will be able to find it no problem, already on the channel. Moving on down, here we have my fishing hut or fishing cabin. I'm not entirely sure what I categorized it as again, but this is also on the channel. Already made a tutorial for this. Again, it's been one of my alternate builds, and you guys have really been liking this. You guys like both of those things. They've both received very, very good receptions, and this, just like the clock tower, very, very easy to make, very cool looking, and in the actual real version of this, we built it in like a proper pond. Like I hopped into a survival world, and we actually built this out on a lake, and it looked really, really nice. And this is just a simple fishing cabin. Why can't I say that properly today? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's sleep deprivation. Fishing cabin. I'm missing off the G for whatever reason. Fishing cabin. You guys can find this on the channel. I believe that I made it just last week. If you guys want to make it. I also messed about with the interior. Not that there is too much to do, but this is my fishing cabin. You guys can find it on the channel if you so wish. Very, very cool. And moving on down, another build that most of you guys won't have seen, although I posted a picture on Twitter of this. This is my Pizza Hut build. So this is going to be the next, and you know what, I'm just realizing by the time you see this video, you will have seen it on the channel, because this is going to get posted on the Saturday. I'm making this video on the Friday, and this is going to get posted on the Sunday. So by the time that this video is actually out, you guys are going to have already seen this Pizza Hut build, but if you missed it for whatever reason, this is a very, very cool build, not so difficult to make, and also, again, I'm throwing this out there, one of my favorite real-world buildings that I've actually made. I think that this is very, very accurate to the Pizza Hut that I was actually making it from. I love the colors, I love how simple it is, and I really like the logo. Something that really makes it, other than the colors and the simplicity of this place, is the Pizza Hut logo. I think I nailed it. It looks fantastic. And just to show you guys the inside, I also did the inside of this place. Like, I'm sorry guys, I have a dry throat. On the right hand side, this is like where you'd order your pizza. This is where you cook it in the back. Here we have a couple of toilets. That'd be like male, and this would be female. Obviously, there'd be doors and signs. Here we have loads and loads of booths where you'd be able to eat. Here we have like a big giant salad bar, and in a real world, hopefully, because that's the only reason that I'd like to go to Pizza Hut, we'd have an ice cream bar where we would be able to eat all of the ice cream that we could possibly desire, which, for me, I don't know about you guys, is a lot of it. So that's Pizza Hut, and by the time that you guys actually see this video, it'll already be up out on the channel. So that will be in the real world building playlist if you want to make it and you've not seen it. Moving on down, here we have a YouTuber. So this is, I believe, and I'm sorry if I get this wrong, it is either Taurus or Tortoise. I'm not sure which one it is, I'm sorry, I really don't know. But I know that he makes quite a few videos with Grian, like there's like build battles and stuff, I know that much. So this is another YouTuber, cool statue, I like it. Pretty easy to make as well. Got quite a bit going on. The legs are quite detailed. He's got nice 3D hair. He's got a headset. He's not appeared on the channel just yet, but he's probably going to. I'm not entirely sure when he's going to, but he's probably going to be featured on it pretty soon. He's not going to be the next YouTuber. Actually, he's definitely not going to be the next YouTuber, because I believe that Atlantic Craft Cody is going to be in there, but he's definitely going to be featured pretty soon. So that's Taurus, Tortoise, whichever it is. I'm sorry guys, I know you hate it when I get these things wrong. You guys can expect to see him pretty soon, but he's not on the channel just yet. This is, apart from the mustache, just a regular pink sheep, but one of you guys suggested that I make pink sheep from apparently from exploding TNT. So I looked into this a little bit, and apparently pink sheep is just like regular pink sheep, but I saw like a thumbnail on Google Images of him with a mustache, so I decided to give him a mustache, and this is supposed to be pink sheep from exploding TNT. Apparently he's like a recurring character or something, and honestly I quite like him. My sheep tutorial is actually really old and features some materials that they're a little outdated now, to be honest with you guys, so I thought that it'd be cool to make a version with updated materials and pink and with a mustache, and I think that actually turned out really well. I've already made the tutorial of this already, but it's not up on the channel yet. So this is Pink Sheep from Exploding TNT. You'll probably see him pretty soon. Moving on down, here we have a Derp Sunday skin. So, I've already made a Sunday statue, which is a really, really long time ago, probably like 2 or 3 years, as crazy as that sounds. I've actually already made a Sunday statue, but this is Derp Sunday. I've been taking loads and loads of more of your requests lately, guys, and this is something that kept coming up over and over and over again, and he's really, really easy to make, so I decided to just bite the bullet and just make him anyway. So, I actually made him right next to the Pink Sheep from Exploding TNT. Pretty cool statue, to tell you guys the truth. I like him. I quite like this. It's very, very simple, very easy, and I don't know, there's just some sort of something that I like about this. So the tutorial for this is not out just yet, but it definitely will be in the future. Derp Sunday. Moving on down, here we have a blacksmith. So this is the last or latest alternate build that I have posted on the channel. It's by certainly not going to be the last build, but it is the latest build. This is a blacksmith that I've made. You guys already love this thing. It only got posted a couple of days ago as I'm making this tutorial, and you guys already really, really like this. It's the same sort of theme as the fishing hut. Easily recognizable where it is. Very, very simple to make, and again, you guys like this, so if you want to make this, feel free to check it out on the channel. You don't have to go too far back to actually find this, and if you haven't already seen this, you might want to give it a go. It's really, really easy, looks really nice, and I think that you'd really want to make it should you have missed it, and you do like these kinds of builds. So that is my blacksmiths, if you just want to search that on the channel and find it. This is another alternate statue that I have been working on. So this is kind of like Blacksmith Steve. I wonder if you guys can sense that there's a theme here. After I made a blacksmith, I was like, huh, why don't I make Blacksmith Steve? So this is Steve hammering out a diamond sword on an anvil. So I know it looks a little bit weird from this view, but it's kind of really hard to make arms that are like bent and contorted in a way that actually makes sense. So that's Steve holding a hammer, which looks pretty cool, to be honest. It makes me think of Thor hammering out a diamond sword on an anvil. I really like this statue. Not entirely sure if you guys will, but the tutorial has not yet been made for this, so I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to make it. If at all, it kind of depends. I don't know. I think I might, but I don't know when it's going to be out. So, you guys can't find this on the channel just yet, and I'm not entirely sure if and when he's going to go up. Moving on down, something that you guys can find on the channel. This is Grim. This is Grim. This is Dan TDM's The Diamond Minecart's Dog from apparently his something series. I'm not entirely sure. I don't watch his videos, but I do know of Grim's existence. The skeletal dog. Very cool statue, actually. I really, really liked making this. It was actually really fun, and I like the aesthetic of it, despite the fact that it's, of course, Dan's dog. I actually quite like the skeletal dog. I think he looks really cool. I had to mess about with the actual, like, scale of it slightly to make more sense, like the space in between the legs and like the size of the skull and the size of the spine, they all had to be tampered with to make it like a bit more detailed, to make a little bit more sense. But if you guys like this, you can find it on the channel. I actually posted it a couple of days ago on Thursday, by the time you see this, and if you want to make it, it's actually a really easy build. I think that you guys might really like this. So this is Grim the Dog. If you want to find him, he'll also be in the Minecraft Mob Tutorials playlist. Moving on down, we are running out of things to show you. So this is, and ignore the house that this is built on. So again, kind of keeping with like different builds and like with different theme houses, I want to build a nether brick house, or more accurately, kind of just like a nether house, like a house that you would find in the nether. I think that we kind of have like the garden and the kind of like platform that the house is built on down. I think that we've kind of got that sorted out, but what is not as easy, as you guys might be able to tell, is designing a house which fits and would sit on top of this. So it's mainly going to be built out of nether brick, but I'm not sure what the secondary and like tertiary and whatever other materials are going to be. I'm not entirely sure, and I'm not entirely sure like what the aesthetic of the house is going to be. I think it might end up looking kind of like a Gothic style house, or maybe kind of like a castle sort of vibe. I'm not entirely sure yet. I want it to be relatively small because obviously I've already figured out like what size the house is going to be, or at least what size building I want it to be. So I've not figured out exactly how it's going to look yet, but you guys can kind of tell how it's got here, how it might end up. I might drop the quartz, but Nether brick is definitely staying, and that's just kind of like a sneak peek. I'll show you more of this probably in the next world tour. And finally, guys, here we have, I believe, Cody from the Atlantic Craft. After I uploaded the, again, like Joe, I think, from the Atlantic Craft, like the Super Chicken skin, you guys requested heavily that I make, I think, his channel partner or counterpart, Cody, which is basically a penguin, which again is really, really cool skin. He's kind of like the other half of the channel, as far as I understand it. Guys, don't go crazy at me. I'm not entirely sure who he is exactly, but I like his skin. You guys heavily requested him, and he will probably be, unless it's Taurus or Derp Sunday, he will probably be the next YouTuber that you see on the channel. So that kind of concludes the end of this world tour. That's it. I don't have anything more to show you. So there you go, guys. Hopefully a load of those things you haven't seen yet on the channel. Hopefully I've managed to show you guys some things that you've just not seen before. Hopefully it's captured your interest, because honestly I think that this is one of the best world tours that I've had to show you, like in terms of like different varieties of building and like coolness scale of most of the things that I've shown you. I think that this kind of nailed it. Got some really, really great different styles of building in this one, and I think this has been the most varied that I've ever had. Like this is one of my best world tours, I think, or at least like one of my mini world tours. So hopefully you guys have liked this. If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, a favourite, a share, anything you'd feel like doing to help me out. I would always vastly appreciate. I put a lot of time, a lot of effort into taking your guys' requests, into making these builds, and I like to keep you guys updated on what I've been up to, what I've been making, and I also put these up to not only have a bit of a better chat with you guys, let you know what I've been up to, take criticism, take some requests, but I don't know, I like showing you guys what I've built, and I know that there's quite a lot of you guys that really like these creative world tours. When I read through the comments, a lot of you guys are always asking for more of these, so if you wouldn't mind, drop this video a like, drop it a favorite, give it a share, check out the card system, let me know what you want to see me make next, do all of those things if you wouldn't mind, guys. I know that it's a lot to ask, but I'd really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind doing all of those things, I would really love it. Like, favorite, share, comment down below what do you want to see me make, should I tweak any of the things that I've made. I know that a lot of you guys like to give me a lot of feedback and I love it as well. Check out the card system. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.